Ladies, yeah, go through some crosses, man, out the road. You know, you've been through some little teenage rough path. Yeah, yeah. This is a young lady that can give you the story to give you some encouragement. So, it's your boy Jovi Mr. Royalty back again with another quality. Welcome back again, my family and friends, to another series, another episode. And as you know, I have my podcast that I'm doing, and we're going to be speaking to somebody who has been through it. You know, if you want to talk about going through the rough patches in life today, you know, she's a young lady, she has been through it, and she can tell you how it feels to be a teenage mother, to be somebody who's an entrepreneur, somebody who has overcome hurdles and still here standing even throughout all of that. You know, pocket broke and everything, all of these things, but she's still surviving. So guys, tune into this message. You don't want to miss it. Get your family, get your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your brother, everybody, and carry them over here on this channel. So thank you again for being a part of this family. Remember to hit that subscribe button and like. It does a lot for the YouTube algorithm, and we appreciate you every single time. So let's go right into the message. Time has come. I think it's a perfect time. You know, we were talking recently over the phone, and the conversation, it was in depth. You know, we couldn't even finish a conversation. People, you're seeing me here with a beautiful young lady beside me. She may be looking beautiful on the outside, but this story that you're about to hear, it never beautiful at the start. But stick around, you'll be hearing a lot more. My guest here, so she's Stacey Williams, and she'll be giving you her story. Stacey, welcome.
Thank you for having me, sir.
It's a pleasure of mine. It's a pleasure of mine. So you have a channel as well, right? Mm-hmm. And before that was Rooted. We know that you pretty much started out with your on the Instagram. It was, I think, right. It was the first place.
Right.
Yeah, you started to give a little tweets here and there. Tell me about that. How did that come about, and also where it is now?
All right. So basically, last year this time for Lent, I started doing just little motivational posts, and you know that was just my thing for Lent.
Yeah.
And once I started doing the posts, I saw, you know, the reactions that I was getting to the posts. Like persons would be reaching out to me, you know, basically just sharing little stories, little things that were happening with them, and you know, I didn't expect it to have the effect that it had.
Yeah.
But you know, it really encouraged people, it touched people, and it actually, you know, encouraged them to share with me things that probably they wouldn't have normally have come to me to share. But I think the fact that I was now opening up to say, you know, I was sharing things that I had been through. I think based on that, persons felt comfortable to say to me, hey, you know, I'm also going through something like this, or have been going through something like this.
Yes.
And so that was pretty much it. After Lent had ended, you know, I was thinking what to do next. You know, do I continue this? You know, do I just stop it? But you know, I felt the need to actually still push.
Yeah.
And so I started a blog page, and the blog is staceyspeaks.net.
Yes.
So I started that page, and once I started the page, I started putting bits and pieces of my life story on the page, and that too got, you know, overwhelming. I got an overwhelming response from that, and you know, people were just messaging and saying to me like, you know, they can't believe this, and you know, and once again, you know, I came to the realization that a lot of persons were really going through things that, you know, they felt as though probably they are the only ones that were going through it, or things that probably they felt ashamed about, and so they preferred not to share it with anybody. You know, they just kind of suffer in silence kind of thing.
That's right.
And you know, the blogs went on for a while, because I mean, from May this year, the blogs would have been going on for a year.
Got that. Congrats,
right,
man.
right.
Congrats. If it was going on same way,
if it was still going on. But
yeah.
The blogs though, the blogs kind of opened something else, because you know, persons were constantly pushing me to say that, look, you need to put this into a book, you need to put this into a book. And you know, the book kind of came like a song, because like everybody was just singing it, and I was like, okay, you know, I was like, yeah, I plan to, but mentally I was not there as yet. Because whilst I was just opening up to sharing my story pretty much the world, and I mean, even though I said the world, the blog page had about 200 and something subscribers. So that's not really the world if you think about it.
Yeah.
But doing a book now, you know, you're putting it out there for the world, you know, for anybody who is interested in
person
reading,
who comes into contact with it.
So mentally, I was not there yet, because I was still thinking, do I want everybody to know who Stacey Williams really is? You know, do I want everybody to know everything that I've been through to get to where I'm at now?
Reality.
So whilst persons were saying, you know, do the book, you know, I wasn't prepared to do that. But eventually I got there. And so I'd stopped writing on the blog. And I started capturing the rest of the story in the book. So the persons who had subscribed to the blog, you know, even if they should get the book now, they would be up to a certain point of my life, right? So it would be easy for them to actually follow on. They wouldn't have to start reading from scratch.
You know what? I remember going through Instagram and what's about wait? Stacey speaks. You know, I'm like, boy, I've never known that Stacey they have nothing like this I go on for. You know, I went through some of the blogs because actually I'd subscribed to the blog channel. You know, and while being there, I said to myself, yo, which I know, sir, this seemed like you went through a lot of tough time, rough patches in the childhood, you know, but people looking at you now, and even those who would have said that, hey, it started to take certain traction when they started to read it, you know, they wouldn't have just imagined what you've been through. But that is why I have you here today, so you can speak to the world. Yes, the world. You know, she can be able to unfold things that we weren't able to see. From the blog channel to YouTube, because I saw where it came out on YouTube. But we're going to touch on that a little bit because, you know, we want to give them a little bit of the taste of where the YouTube is now. But just before YouTube, in the book, right? Because you have a book now, which we'll also state and show the world. Here it is. So you maybe can't see it, but this right here is Stacey's book, right? And it says, let them know what it says.
Memoir of Keatis number 17.
So what does that mean? Because when I read it, you know, I was like, what is the memoir of Keatis number 17? You know?
Okay. All right, so you see that I try to use something that I think will grab people's attention to start thinking, now what is this about? All right, so Memoir of Keatis number 17 is pretty much saying, you know, Memoir of Stacey Williams. I'm the 17th child from my father.
Wow.
My father was Keith Williams, but most people knew him as Keaty. So that's pretty much what the title is.
Never would have thought about that. Because in my head, I was thinking this is either some French or Spanish something going over here, so?
No.
But I
it's as
did
simple
not
as
know.
that.
Simple as that.
Wow. I'm just saying I'm the 17th child from my father. That's it.
But then growing up, speaking about child, right? Let's touch on this topic because we were speaking about it and I never had a clue that your childhood was like this, you know. So growing up as a child, let me know, you were with your both parents growing up. What happened at the age of 16 to 17 around there, you know? Let me know.
So I lived with both my parents until I was about 13. At 13 they had parted ways. Split, and I was sent to live with my grandmother. So I was pretty much at my grandmother with my other maternal siblings and like cousins, aunties. So it was an extended family situation. So it was like a 7-bedroom house, and you know, at the time I'm sure about 20 of us were there. Yes, man. Whole heap of people, whole heap of different personalities, whole heap of drama.
The family just never did a one of maids when it comes down to fruit multiplication, man. Right?
So I was there until I was 16. At age 16, I left for England. And leaving for England wasn't just leaving for England because of family or whatever. It was leaving for England because of a man.
Jesus, I get excited now. Still, this book, people, it have everything in it. Yeah, but you're getting the
Bits
real
of-
life thing right
little
now.
snippets.
A little snippet. So I soon take you to how you can be able to purchase this book. So in between, you're gonna be hearing me mentioning about it, but yeah, just prepare yourself from now.
So,
at age
yes,
16, it
16.
wasn't for anything
Alright, so
else than a man.
basically it was so it was sold to me from the standpoint that look, my parents by this time, because my parents had me up in age-ish, because I think at 16 my mother was about 48 and then my father would have been he's 13 years older than her, so do the maths there. But so they weren't working and all of that, so he was saying that at least leaving for England would offer me opportunities that I probably wouldn't have been able to get here in Jamaica. And based on the financial situation as well with my parents, probably, even though I'd applied for sixth form and I was accepted, but he was saying that I could come there, I could do nursing school, and really and truly drove on. I never have no interest in nursing, but everything did sound good, because them time everybody want to go foreign.
Oh,
so
yes,
man.
You
So
saw
I
the
said,
little foreign thing.
yes, so I said opportunity that to go foreign, so I better take the opportunity there and thing. But other part to the thing as well, the man was married.
Oh, Jesus,
Yes, he was married, but he said they were separated, and I had no reason to believe otherwise. Based on certain things that I knew about the situation, so I had no reason to think that it wasn't so. So it wasn't until I got to England now that I realized that it's not even said that they weren't separated, but some kind of reconciliation did go on and all of that. And I never get a memo there. And you see, from a reach, the lady started texting from me for her husband. And it never stopped. It really never stopped. So, me innocently just go there and I say, alright, I'm try and go and better myself and all of that. But I'm going to go run up in a one up a roadblock and one up a crisis and one up a problem. And trust me. Wasn't easy at all. But here.
So let me get a little bit deeper though, because they say you're going a bag of roadblock and bag of crosses, right? So what were some of those roadblocks and crosses? Because you mentioned he is married and that lady is married too, right? She did take set on you. So when she took set on you, because I want the people to forget the story,
They want to forget
about the book. But they need to understand what are some of the things that you had gone through, because remember, you took yourself away from home, and you're now in a foreign land, and you weren't going mentally to deal with this man you're going to, other woman where him have. You were thinking you were the only woman.
Look here, I know some sneaking and have some little things on the side, but like for the bigger picture where the wife was concerned, I thought that was a done deal. Because I mean, she was here in Jamaica first before everybody went to England. And whilst they were in Jamaica, I knew for a fact that they were living separately and things. So that's why I never have no reason to believe otherwise. But like I said, things change, and that's fine. But say something to say situation has changed. And if you know that the situation has changed, why you still make me come there? You know what I say? Why you take a problem for yourself? A
real man who respects both parties, him wouldn't put a situation like that, right in front of both of them, because that's a cat fight. You understand me?
And the thing is, like, I understood her reaction. So for the most part, when she started calling me and texting me and all of that, every time I hear her voice on the phone, I used to hang up the phone. Because you know what? He wronged her as well. And I understood that. Someone said, I'm not going in an argument with them, I'm not going to disrespect her because it's his fault. He shouldn't have brought me here if he knows say the situation was what it was. So I totally understood that. But the more I hang up the phone and the more I try to avoid the lady and leave her alone, and the more she takes it from me. Because I don't know if she felt as though, because I was young, like me have some weak fence or something. And, so she just say, like, look, I just got text it from her. And, I mean, I'm tired for hang up the phone and I'm tired for ignore her until it got to the point where one day I just kind of snap and then I just cuss her. And after I cuss her, she threw him out of the house. Because that was the other thing too, because I didn't go there with the intention that I was going to be left somewhere on my own. And I say left because I was left there on my own.
And that is at his place?
So it was what it was. He had a room that he had rented in this house where his brother and his brother's girlfriend and another girl, they lived in the house together. So he had a room that he had rented there. Now, me leaving here to go there, me not know nobody after. Me not know nobody over there. So he's the only person I know, right? So I wasn't going there with the expectation that I'm going to be left there with strangers and you go about your business. But everything kind of blew up because apparently he told his family that he was sending for me and they told his wife.
Right.
So from step out of the airport, I'm going on the car, the calls started coming because I think they gave her a heads up to say that, look, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So from in the car, I hear them answer the phone and she cuss and she say, think more than no say, you send for the what's it, and this and that. And I say, but what is not this? Right? And all the way from the airport, she called, when him stop answer the phone and she said, call her. I said, Lord Jesus, what is that?
Natural thing.
And like in the night, that same night, no me sleep. You know, you're there for you know, use the doorbell, come never have a doorbell at my house. Because people here use stone and knock gate and call out names. So I say, so
you know they call out name
yes,
thing.
man. So I never use the doorbell, so I sleep and I you want to thing at you and so I say, what is over there, you know? And then I see when him jump up and I him say, put on your clothes. Take up your suitcase, and I say, wow, God, then I not even know what I want. I say, come. Anyway, I say, come, me and move, I see him go down and brother girlfriend room them and knock them. I say, she come out and she say, I tell us that I never want the foolishness and I say, what is now? I tell us that I never want this and this and that. I say, Jesus, please. And then I hear him say, you can make sure stay in your room. And I say, stay in her room? I say, I don't know lady from the way now.
Yeah.
And she said, tell her already, I never want a problem here, I never want a problem. And I said, oh, really, I go on. Anyway, lady take me in the room. That time she take me in now, realized that the doorbell me hear her ring. So the wife out at the door. Or she come the man and she create one piece of excitement and make whole heap of noise and carry on and whatever. And you know, him brother girlfriend have come out and say, look here, you have to leave because you disturb the peace. People there in their bed and whatever, not whatever argument you have, you know. Take it out of here, you have to leave.
Yeah.
And that's how they both left. So you know, so me just get left. So me pour me now in the woman room. Whole night, cause we don't have no circle back and go on. Whole night, me in the woman couldn't sleep.
You must dramatize.
Look here,
you must.
Couldn't sleep. So the next day, when him surface with a fractured finger, cause like she lick him with sitting on it and I fractured the finger.
But look at this, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm saying to him, say, no, I go back to my yard. So I got my yard. I go to my yard because when they stamped my passport, they gave me 1 month in the country. And I said, look, spend my little time, go back home. Yeah, it don't make no sense because I never sign up for all of this. No, sir, I never signed up for that at all. But
so the man take you from your yard, Jamaica, go overseas. Because you said it's England, the man take you, and him put you in a room for the woman who him there with, over there. The same place where she
that's what
sleep.
I learned. That's what I learned afterwards. That
exactly.
She used to be there before. So that is why she could have come there because she used to stay there at one point.
So you see how dangerous that was. That could have cost your life, no?
Of course.
And at such a tender age, you don't know nothing what going on.
Look here, Jovan, I go on all girls school and I never in a mix up at school. I never in a no mix up. Can ask for them in front of me and behind me. I never in a no mix up. I never in a problem with nobody and whatever not. So I said, so at this stage now, in this whole heap of bag, I never used to it. God say I know, I could have cussed on them things. Like, you know, say, I live in a big house with whole heap of people, so whole heap of cussing.
Yeah.
So I could have cussed you, but really and truly, that was not my personality though, you know?
Yeah.
But may I tell us that like, that whole experience, and I think that's when I realized that sometimes the things that you go through will actually change who you are as an individual. Because all of a sudden, I'm turn war boat when I'm over there, I pay war, me a war, as them send up to me, I have a cuss and a fight, and I mean, it wasn't just his wife, you know, at some point in time, there are other females and whatever, so it's like I was just in constant war mode, you know. I feel I defend myself against people and people are calm me and I take it from me. I feel you know what them off because you can't go like an idiot, you know.
No,
go like an idiot.
Because that's soft soul. And you see the next thing is this though, is when you have a little nice dolly looking face and all these things, And the next thing that, you know, people want to take it as a little soft shoulder and they want to beat it on, you know.
No,
Yeah,
but
man.
I can't fight. I can't fight, so I'm never
Well,
gonna try fight nobody.
The good thing where they have though is you could defend yourself
Of
with your mouth, you know, and that was a good thing. But at the end of the day, you never signed up for all of this, and you went there thinking that you'd have gotten a better life. But what? Because I think even in our discussion that we weren't able to even finish it, you mentioned that thing that you know, while you were there, you even tried to get a job. You know, tell us some more about that aspect of it.
Okay. So when the people them say fire is not a better rose, it's not a better rose. Okay?
Listen up, you know.
It's not. And don't make nobody selling a big bright picture and things say like everything is, it's not. Trust me, it's rough, very rough. So alright, so after I said, you know, I'd have spent the month and come back home, you know, and I called my mother and I was telling her some of the things that was happening, and I said to her like, look, I never signed up for this, you know. I come back on my head and whatever. But whilst I was saying that to her, you know, the guy was calling her and saying to her, look, I already deal with the situation. You know, nobody now go fast with our trouble again. That done for. And you know, he was saying, you know, she can't give up the opportunity, and you know, she focus on her future and focus on, you know, what it is that she come to achieve. And thing, and you know, so he was still selling it to say that, look, you can still come and get where you need to get and thing and whatever. So with that being said, you know, he had sent off my passport for me to get an extension, get a student visa application, and you know, enroll in college to do my A-levels. But with the student visa, you're only allowed to work 20 hours for the week. Can't work full time. And I don't know. I guess probably because I didn't have any work experience, because whilst other people there, the summer job at Jamaica, I've never applied for a summer job. I usually just there when I had a summertime. But I didn't have any work experience, and that was a big thing, because most of the jobs I applied for, you know, they kept sending back to me to say, you know, unfortunately, I can't get to work, you know? And, you know, those letters, it come like it was just the norm. So if I apply for a job, I can look forward to getting that. Say I'm not successful. Until, you know, I applied for a job, and I never even know what the job was about. Just so I work, I'm just apply for the work. And it said, you know, the job was a steward. Don't ask me what a steward was. I had no idea what a steward. Even when I applied for one, I did say lollipop woman. I never know a lollipop woman, because in my mind, you know, I'll make lollipop, I say a sweetie, a seller. But apparently in England, those are the persons who cross, you know, like our pedestrian crossers. That's what they call them in England. Yeah, so I wouldn't even know all of that.
Never know that either.
So I try to show you. So I applied for this work was a steward, and them call me in for interview and tell me, say, alright, yeah, I passed the interview, sometime now for go on recruitment thing, I got the recruitment thing, do the test, them I pass that, and then afterwards them say, alright, it's time for you to start work. And it was at that point I realized that it would be me working at football matches. So, you know, the steward of the people we had at the gate, or, you know, so we supposed to start trying to, you know, war broke out or nothing. You got to deal with that. So, I don't know the me that got to deal with it, but anyway, for me, it was a job. And at that point in time, you know, I needed the income. Because, like me tell you, we pretty much go get left on my own. Yes. And it wasn't just, let us leave on own. It was leave on own with no means or ways of, you know, really, you know, his help was not consistent. And for somebody who you're supposed to be responsible for, you know, they kind of just get left there. And, you know, his brother's girlfriend was the one who, they kind of start give me little food and them things there. So, man, I show you? Yeah, man.
So, so the so the man was supposed to take you in and give you a better life, right? Him abandon you, where now a film sister-in-law after now take that position and I cover all of the stuff that I'm supposed to do. Yo, you see how some man are real crosses are road?
Crosses, me I tell you. Remember me tell you. But you see, I think the fact that I was young and I was naive, kind of used that to his advantage.
Yes.
Because whilst he was not doing what he was supposed to have done for me, you know, if him come and him do it today, it's like, oh, you know, you
Yeah.
feel great again and whatever not, and you know, you feel like say you're in love and everything, and you know, but when him not do it now, it's like, yeah, question. But the minute it happen again, it's like, you know, and it just kept on like that, like, you
Yeah.
know, it was a constant, like a roller coaster, like today you're high, today you're low, and it was that, but I mean,
Toxic, man.
that my mode, the mode that I had to be in constantly was survival.
Survival.
And you know, especially when my son came into the picture, you know, it was even more survival than anything else, you know, because you would have thought that the fact that, you know, my son was now in the picture, it would have made a difference and it would have evoked a different response out of him and would have, you know, made him a little bit more interested in doing what he was supposed to get where.